Welcome back to Learn EPS System of Astrology videos, part number 6, Finding Significators using PILT tables. Finding significators using PILT tables is available only in EPS StarSoft Advanced version software. This PILT feature is an exclusive feature available in advanced version only, not in classic version. This is for your kind notice. Now I am going to explain how to find the significators with the help of the key planets using the PILT tables in the advanced version software. With the examples I am going to explain you. Now I am going to explain you how to find the significators with the help of the key planets through the PILT table feature exclusively available in the EPS StarSoft Advanced version. Let me explain with an example chart number 1 for the event of marriage. This native during the Sun Mahadasa he got married, but during Sun Mahadasa which periods, which Bukti, which Antra would have been supported for him to get married. Let us check with the key planets and the PILT tables. For that, in the software you can see house grouping button is there. You click that house grouping table and you can it will take you to the house grouping tables, and there you can see on top key planets and PILT. If you click key planets, as we discussed in the previous videos about the same chart, about discussed in detail about the key planets from Ketu to Mercury, each planet's favorable houses and unfavorable houses for the event of marriage has been grouped, and we can identify the key planet states will give you some sort of indication about the favorable strength and unfavorable strength or mixed strength. We can identify that. So we have to choose the good key planets having that 2, 7 and 11 or 5th house significators, importantly a role of cuspal sublord, and very importantly with less significator or no significator of 6th house or 12th house and 8th house in the unfavorable side. Those are the good key planets. So what is the purpose of finding the favorable key planets? Suppose Venus is here, Venus is a good key planet, and suppose the planet which are all having this Venus in their star level and sub level or in consequent levels apart from Venus, other key planets, favorable key planets are playing, forming the 2, 7, 11 house grouping. That planet is going to be a good favorable key planet. So it means that from source level planet, starlord, starlord of the starlord, sublord and starlord of the sublord, out of the 5 levels, from the source a planet is having good house grouping, and importantly second level and 2A level and third level, if consequent levels are having that 2, 7, 11 house grouping chain with less involvement of the unfavorable primary house and 8 and 12 houses are present, those planets are going to be a good significator for the particular event. So with the help of the key planets we can identify the favorable and unfavorable key planets. Now let me take you to the PILT, wherein also we can we check the key planets. I will explain there. What are PILT? Actually, PILT tables are exclusively used to identify the planetary interlink theory between the planets Dasa, Bukti, Antra, and also this table will be more useful in finding the significators. I mean through the key planets. So if you find some key planets, favorable key planets, I want to know the planet which are having that favorable key planets in all levels or in star level or sub level or whatever the levels you want. You can choose those levels and you can identify which are the planets are having those planets, key planets in their important levels, or those planets having these unfavorable key planets in star level, sub level, so that we can take those planets are not supportive for the particular event. So that will be more useful in finding out of the 9 planets favorable, unfavorable or medium or moderate, or we can identify those planets in an easy manner. For this you can see the PILT tables from Ketu to Mercury. All 9 planets are shown with a small grid wherein each planets are having 5 levels: planet, star level, second level, 2A level star lord or the star lord, and third level is sub lord, and fourth level star lord of the sub lord. I mean, for example, Ketu is in the star of moon, moon is in the star of Ketu, and a sub lord is Jupiter, and star lord of the sub lord is moon. That way each rulers are given and their Rasi lords are given, and other planets in conjunction and aspect and indirect conjunction. So what are the planets are connected to this Ketu or other rulers? There those planets are shown in the supports. What is the advantage of that? If you want to check any planet, for example, I want to check say Jupiter. Jupiter, you want to check which are the planets are having that Jupiter in all levels. For example, you can see in this below selection panel, all 9 planets are shown one below the other from Ketu to Mercury. In that, with the respective key planet shade, and you can see their key planet ranking also have been given. Software will give automatically some ranking based on certain parameters, favorable strength and unfavorable strength, but still it is going to be an approximate one definitely, and it will be more useful. But by looking at the house grouping involved, it will better to find their actual strength. Okay, now you want to check Ketu in all levels, or only first level, or second level, or 2A level, or third level, or fourth level, or which level you want to check each planet. You can just you do the selection process by checking here those respective levels. It will get highlighted. I will show you. For example, Jupiter, you want to check Jupiter planet is ruling for which are the planets it is acting as one of the ruler. Just click all levels. You can see respective Jupiter's background shade is being given. K2, Jupiter has got the sub level. Venus, I mean star level is Jupiter. Sun is not having any Jupiter as the ruler, but Sun has got Jupiter in the Rasi Lord, and second level Saturn in the support, and the sub Lord also support is got. Similarly, for other levels, wherever Jupiter is playing or the sub Lord Rahu is playing, that way we can identify where the respective planets are ruling. Selected planets are ruling in the rulers or in the supports. Suppose you want to check ruler, Jupiter is ruler of the second level or third level only, importantly star lord and sub lord, then that also only those levels only will be highlighted, so that it will be easier to find the planet which are having the strong key planets or unfavorable planets, whatever you want. Multiple levels you want to check, not only one planet, you can check any planets, you can combine also, you can check. So this will be very good way of finding the significators. In that process, we have got 4 columns have been given. Is an additional tool. I mean, whichever you are, people are interested, they can use it. Suppose you are doing some process, selection process. You want to give some color from green color to any color for easy identification. These 4 cells for each planet, you got 4 or 5 cells will be there. If you do any selection, that cell will get that color. Suppose the second process, you want to give that planet in the process what you are doing, you want to give red color, though it is given blue for your identification only, but you can change red also. So whatever you can do, second process you want to light red, you can change. So whatever the planets you are want to check, and whatever color you want to give it, for easy identification, for easy marking, you can do it. Otherwise not required, you can do on your own. Same process you can do it. I mean, just with the selection process you can do it, or you can make use of this also. I will make it simple now. Let me check the key planets first for this event, for the marriage. As we discussed in the previous videos also, out of this which are the good key planets, you can see Ketu has got 5 and 11 is present, but unfavorable left 10 and unfavorable grouping present in the sign columns. Favorable is present, unfavorable also present, so it is a mixed planet. So we cannot expect this planet can act as the star level and sub level, because planet which are having the favorable key planets, especially in the star level and sub level, forming 2 7 11 combination, it is going to be a good planets. So that way the Venus is a good planet, but fortunately or unfortunately it has got a star, it means free planet. So the planet, no planet will be in the star of Venus, but Venus can be a star sublot for other planet, that we have to check. Then Sun is 5 and 11, but it has got unfavorable, so it is not good. Then moon has got 5 and 2 is good, and sign column 3, 7, 3 cuspal sublord is good, 7 is good, 2 is good, 5 is good, but 11 is not present. Unfavorable 4 and 8 cuspal sublord is present, so that is good only, but because of this, and it has got some moderate strength. Okay, then this is okay, but Mars is having 1, 11 and 2. This is very good combination, but 8 and 12 is also present. This is also moderate only. This is also moderate, this is also moderate. Whereas Rahu, you can see 3, 7, 3 cuspal sublord, 5 and 2 is present, and unfavorable cell only 4 is present in the cell. Only in the sign column it has got 4 and 8. So when compared to moon, Rahu is better. Rahu is better, and when compared to the moon. Then Jupiter, no, it has got 12 and 6. And no good house grouping, only 9 is present. Saturn is a good planet because 7th cuspal sublord and also 11th lord and Lagna sublord, but you can see unfavorable house grouping is very high in the self itself, and the sign column also has got very good unfavorable house grouping also present. So it is a mixed key planets. So though it is a very good planets being 7th cuspal sublord, because of the unfavorable house grouping, Saturn cannot give its favorable strength when it is playing as a star level or sub level. It can act as the other levels. For example, it can act as the 2A level or 4th level or even 1st level also it can play when compared to the planet which are having that Saturn in star level and sub level. I hope you understand, because 7th cuspal sublord is important in conducting the event, supporting for the event, but it has got unfavorable house grouping, so it is losing its strength. So its role cannot be expected directly as the star level or sub level. So we can say it is a mixed key planet. Whereas the Mercury can see 6th lord and 6 and 12 cuspal sublord with a lot of supports. It is unfavorable key planet. So this is unfavorable key planet. Rahu is a good key planet. Moon is good and Mars is also good. But only thing is Mars has got 8 and 12. So because of that, if it is playing as the second level, star level, 8 and 12 will give obstacles. So we have to look for this. So Venus is the first and Rahu second and Moon third and Mars. That way we have to identify the planet which are having these planets, especially in the star level and sub level we have to check. And similarly, the planet which are having that Saturn and Mercury and second level and third level, they will have some obstacles definitely. So we have to check the planet which are having Saturn and Mercury and second level and third level. We can keep them aside, and we can select the planet which are having that Moon, Mars, Rahu, Moon, Mars and Venus importantly having in the second and third level. We have to check in the selection list. Now let's go for the selection process. How to do the selection process? What I will do, first let's check the unfavorables so that we can identify some unfavorable planets. First, what are the planets we have to check? Saturn and Mercury. They are the 8th rank and 9th rank planets. Which are the planets are having Saturn and Mercury in second and third level? Let us check. Those planets which are having those planets in their rulers, those planets we can keep them in the waiting list or in the unfavorable list. You can see which are the planets are having that Saturn and second level. Sun has got Saturn and sub level also Saturn. Saturn is a mixed planet, is not a detrimental planet. Mercury only is a detrimental planet. So Saturn, because Saturn Mahadasa only has given the event. So Sun Mahadasa can be a mixed key planet, mixed planet also overall. It not required to be is a completely favorable. So Sun cannot give support for the marriage during its Bugdi Lord. Bugdi Lord should be a very good planet, and Mars cannot give. Because 2 levels, Saturn and Mercury and star level, sub level. So Mars is not good. So what we can do, we can highlight with some color so that we can identify. So sun planet we can give red color, and Mars also we can give red color, Mars, yes. So with these two planets and Mercury first level it is playing, so that also we can give a red color because Mercury is a second level I have chosen, but being a free planet and first level it is playing, that also we can keep it a red color. So these 3 planets will not be supportive for the conduction of the marriage. So that way we have identified out of 9 planets which are planet we are not supportive, we have selected. Now we have to go for the favorable key planets. So I have cleared the planet grids. That selection is over. Now we are going for the favorable key planets. What are the key planets? Venus is second level and third level, and Moon second level and third level, Rahu second level and third level, and of course Mars and second and third level, because they are forming the 2 7 11 good house grouping. So the planet which are having these 4 planets in their consequent levels are importantly second level and third level, and they will be supportive for the event. So now you can see which are the planets are having such combination: Jupiter, Saturn and Mercury. The remaining of the planets are having only any one of the planets only as the ruler, but not only this Jupiter and Saturn only having the Moon and Rahu. Importantly, Rahu on the sub-level, because Rahu is the good key planet after the Venus. But Venus is not at all playing for any of the level as the sublord. So Moon and Rahu for Jupiter and Moon and Rahu for the Saturn. For Mercury also, if Rahu is not playing, that is not a good, but still second level Mars and Moon are playing. But as I already given, Mercury has got a red color, it has got because Mercury has got an unfavorable key planet, the first source planet itself. So that way these 2 planets only are supportive, and the 2 forming that Moon and Rahu forming the good house grouping chain. That way these 2 planets can be supportive for conducting the marriage. Out of this, which is more supportive? So Jupiter is stronger or Saturn is stronger. That way identifying the strength of the other levels, what Jupiter is having. Jupiter is stronger or Saturn is stronger. Saturn is unfavorable key planet, so Saturn has got more unfavorable on the first level, and Jupiter has got not that much unfavorable, but it has got mixed key planet. But when compared to Saturn, Jupiter first level is comparatively better. So that way Jupiter first level is comparatively better than the Saturn first level, because Saturn is first level is also playing, last level is also playing. That way we can identify checking the other planets, other levels, selection process also we can do it. Or we have the option that if you double click on that particular planet, you can find that in the small window, house grouping table of the particular planet will be shown. Below that, analyzer table will be shown. You need not bother about the analyzer table. This is advanced versions discussion. So I mean that and all I will be discussing in the future videos. Just to focus on the house grouping table, this is more than enough. And just you right click on that, EPS table will appear. You want to check EPS table or house grouping table, you can check. But in the house grouping table, you can easily identify the house grouping chain, house grouping, favorable house grouping chain from planet star level to a level with their ruler link and sub level, and the last level with the role of the cuspal sublord, and house grouping 2 7 11, all goes grouping up to last level we can easily identify. Similarly on the unfavorable side also we can identify, but unfavorable side you can see second level is not having any 6th house, 8th house only present, no sublord, no 12th house is playing, and to a level it is not supporting to Moon. So I mean you see this 4, no 6th house, no 8 and 12 are present, and 2 plus 2 and 3 levels directly in the self, only in the support only it has got. That way, despite some obstacles and hurdles, this Saturn is comparatively better for the when compared to the other planets. So that way we can verify those planets rulers also. If you go to Jupiter, Jupiter also you can see when compared to Saturn, the Jupiter first level is comparatively better because only 12 and 6, but wherein in Saturn has got more unfavorable house grouping. So that way Jupiter is comparatively better than the Saturn. So though we can identify the significators by checking each planet through the house grouping table one by one, but with the help of that identifying the key planets, we can keep certain planets we can eliminate, or certain planets we can avoid. We can select certain planets for our further analysis, which will be more useful in selecting the significators, because that native got married in Sun Mahadasa, Jupiter Bukti and Saturn Antra. So that way we can easily identify the significators with the help of the key planets in the PILT table. I hope you understand. I will explain with one more example also. In the next example, I'm going to explain you to find the significators who supported for the abroad travel for studies. Because this native born on 14 June 1989, 2014 at Kalyan, traveled abroad during Jupiter Mahadasa, Saturn Bhukti and Venus Antra for higher studies. Normally, for higher studies, to pursue higher studies in abroad, the houses involved required are ninth house and 12th house and third house for traveling abroad. And since the purpose of the travel is education, so fourth house also will be playing, along with that 11th house also can be a supporting houses. So primarily 9, 12 and 3rd and also 4 and 11 houses are important houses to form the grouping of chain, house grouping chain. So yeah, it is sure that he made a travel during Jupiter, Saturn and Venus period. Let us check with the KP significators whether that Bugdilad Saturn supported for abroad travel and also Venus. So let us go to KP significators. As per the normal KP significators, you can see Saturn. Saturn is signifying 7, 1, 6, 11, 2 and 3. Third house is present, but just with the third house, we cannot say that it is supportive for short travel or long travel, or it is supportive for communication. So it is not making that very clear. It is supportive for abroad travel because 9th house and 12th house are not at all signified. Suppose if you want to check Saturn in the sub of Rahu, Rahu is signifying 7, 2, 5, 12 houses. So 12 is okay, third is okay, but they are not primary houses. They are not the 7, 1, 6, 11, 2 and 7, 2, 5, or they are all the important strong significators for these planets. But whereas the 3, 9, 12 houses signified by other planets, for example, Sun is signifying 12 and 9. Here actually Moon is signifying 12th house and Mars is 3 and 12. Here you can see 9th house is signifying because 9, 12, 4 houses are important houses along with the third house because of the abroad travel for the education. Fourth house also can be a supportive one. So, but Saturn period and Venus Antra, you can see 2, 7, 6, 11 only. So, it is also not signifying directly 9th house or 12th house. Then how come we can choose that native can travel during Saturn period and Venus Antra? It is very difficult to choose from these KP significators. I will take you to the house grouping table and I will take you to the PILT and through the key planets how easily we can identify the significators. Let me take you to the house grouping table. In that house grouping table you can see the PILT. There I can right click, that key planets page has come. In that key planets, you can identify the planets, the favorable key planets. What are favorable key planets? The planet which are all having this 9th house, 12th house, 9, 12, 3 and 4th house and also 11 also. Importantly, 9 and 12 are important and supported by secondary houses, third house and 4 and 11 houses also can be supportive houses because abroad travel for the education, for pursuing higher education. Okay. Now you can see Ketu is not having any favorable and only having 8th house in the occupying house. In the sign column is okay, but it is not very strong significator. You look at Venus. Venus is signifying 6, 11, 11, 7, 1, 5, 9 and 1 and 12 houses. Good significator. It has got all favorable houses in consequent levels with the role of 10th sublord and the role of 9th star lord and 11th house also playing. In the sign column, you can see with the sign exchange, it has got 12th house is present and other supportive houses, 4th house is present and 8th house is also present, but it is indicating some hurdles, but it is not denying. So Venus is a good key planet, favorable good key planet. Then Sun 9 and 6 is okay. It is not having any star lordship and not sublordship. So Sun can be a moderate, yes. Then Moon 10 and 6, 8 and 2, it is not, it is not either favorable or not unfavorable also. Mars 12th, 5 and 12 occupying 7th house and 10th cuspal star lord. So this is supportive, not very strong. So this is, we can say, like Sun is also a moderate key planet. Look at Rahu. Rahu is occupying second house, seventh cuspal star lord, and 4 and 10 cuspal sublord. So fourth cuspal sublord is important house, which is supportive house for the abroad travel for the purpose of studies. Then in the sign through Saturn, it is signifying third house, Lagna, and 11th house. They are all supportive. So we can say that Rahu is supportive key planet. Then Jupiter. Jupiter, you can see 4th house, 6, 3, 11, 3, 9 is good key planet, the Jupiter. But unfortunately, it is a free planet. It means that no planet will be in the star of Jupiter, but Jupiter can be sublord for some other planet. Okay, so Jupiter is a good planet, good key planet. Venus is a very good key planet, and Rahu is also a good key planet. Then what about Saturn? Saturn, Lord of 3, 2, and 3 occupying Lagna. 11th is okay, 5th is also supportive only, and through the sign column it is 10th house. And the second sublord, second lord, so second is not denying that abroad travel, but this is having only moderate supportive houses for abroad travel. It is moderate, so it is not a very strong. The importantly, we need 9 and 12, 11th house, and 4th house per sublord, and along with the 11th sublord and the third lord. And here you can see 4, 3, 11. So good combinations are present on Jupiter, Venus, and also in Rahu. Then in case of Mercury, we can say that it has got 4 and 12. But 8th house not very strong, so this secondary is also supportive. I mean, in the sign column it is all supportive houses. So Mercury is, because of the 8th cuspal sublord which is causing obstacles, I mean, we cannot take Mercury is a very strong significator, but it is a moderate significator. So out of these 9 planets, we can say with very less unfavorable or with no unfavorable house grouping. A favorable house grouping with good chain is present: Venus, Rahu, and Jupiter. If the planets are having these planets supported by Mars or Sun, if they are all present, they will form good house grouping chain. So let us check Venus, Rahu, and Jupiter. The planet which are all traveling in this star and sub of these planets will support for the higher travels, higher studies, for the abroad travel for higher studies. Let us check those planets. So what are the planets? Just a minute. Venus. Let us check Venus. Which are the planets are having? We can check which are the planets are traveling in the star and sub of Venus also we can choose, or we can choose which are the planets are having that Venus in all levels also we can check. Out of that, which are playing at the second level, third level also we can check. That also we can do it. So Venus planets we have selected, and what else? Then Rahu and Jupiter. Importantly Jupiter and then Rahu. So these 3 planets are important planets. Then after that we can see that Mars is 12th lord and occupying 7th house, and the 10th star lord is also supportive. But out of this, these 3 planets are very strong, and we can check Mars also into that. So now just to close and you check all the 9 planets. He is running Jupiter Mahadasa. Which are the planets are having these 4 planets, or importantly Venus and Rahu and Jupiter? We have to check. As far as the Jupiter is concerned, as I said, is a free planet. Any planet can have Venus, Jupiter only in the sublord. But unfortunately, no planet has got Jupiter in the sublord. It means that Jupiter cannot play directly. It means that the planet which are all having the Jupiter in supports will get that support. So I mean, so we cannot expect Jupiter's role directly. So then only the Venus, Mars, and Rahu can be playing the important levels. Find the planet which are having those planets in the consequent levels. You can check. You can see after Jupiter, Saturn is the planet which has got that all favorable houses, in the Venus, Rahu, and Rahu, Mars, all consequent levels, all levels are having these favorable key planets. Then Mercury is not like that, Ketu is not like that. Yes, Venus, you can see Venus, Rahu, Mars. 3 consequent levels it is having favorable house grouping, I mean that favorable key planets, and last level also. Here continuous for 4 levels, here 3 consequent levels, and last level. Then only these 2 planets after Jupiter, only these 2 planets are having the strong significator in their rulers. So it indicates that their planets are supportive for the event of traveling abroad. So to know more, we can double click, as I said, check the Saturn and go to the house grouping table. You can check how come that Saturn is more favorable. You can see starting with the third house, it is forming 11 and 3, 9, 12, and 2A level 4, and again fourth house sublord, and with the forming house grouping with ruler link also. All these connections you can see very good house grouping forming the chain of 3, 9, 12, 4, 11 houses, including cuspal sublord is playing. As far as unfavorable is concerned, no such unfavorable strong significations are present. Favorable house grouping is very strong, so we can easily identify by verifying with the house grouping also. By with the help of this PILT table, by studying the key planets, identifying the favorable key planets, we can easily identify the planet which are all having those favorable key planets playing important levels. So that way we can identify Saturn is a good planet who can support for the abroad travel. Within Saturn, Mercury Antara did not give. Ketu Antara did not give. Venus Antara only supported for the abroad travel, because Venus in the star of Rahu, 2A level is Mars, sub of Moon, and star lord of sublord is Mars. So that way, even if you double click and check on Venus, you can see Venus in the source itself 9 and 11, 12. Then fourth cuspal sublord, and supported by the 3, 5, 11, and 2A level Mars is having 12th house and 10, and then support that Moon sublord is 10 and 6 is not denying, it is not supportive also, not very strong, but it is 6th house is third house to the 4th house is supportive only, and that star lord of the sublord is supportive with the 12th house, and further supported by the Saturn through the ruler link. So there are with the help of that ruler link supports and sign columns and self supports, we can identify the strength of that Venus act as the Antara lord. But still, with the help of the key planets, we can easily filter those planets which are all supportive when compared to the other planet. Then we can go in depth analysis that will be more useful also. One more thing also, as per PILT, Jupiter Dasa to support in during Jupiter Dasa for the planets to act as the Buddhi Lord and Antara Lord to support more effectively the key planet of the Jupiter. Which if they are also playing in the Buddhi Lord, that effect will be more. You can see in Jupiter, the Mahadasa, check the rulers. Jupiter and the star of Mars, 2 level is Saturn, sublord is Rahu and Mars. You can see Mars is 2 times repeated, and Mars is such a significator, but not very strong significator. But Rahu is a very good significator. And Jupiter is also good significator, but Jupiter is not playing as a sublord for any level. But wherever Jupiter is coming and in the support, they will support. It means that you can see Saturn having Jupiter in Rasi Lord, and sign lord, that star lord Venus is having the Jupiter in support. So under that Jupiter's influence, this Buddhi Lord and star lord of the Buddhi Lord are present, and as well as you can see Rahu and Mars who are strongly playing as the good favorable key planets, and for Jupiter Mahadasa, same Rahu and Mars will be playing here, and same Rahu and Mars will be playing level, here also in consequent levels. That is the PILT connection, planetary interlink theory. So that also we can easily identify with the help of this PILT table through the key planets. So these these free planets method, with the help of the PILT tables, we can identify, we in a single screen we can locate the planet which are all having the favorable connections, unfavorable connections. So we can easily compare between the planets. For this key planets table will be more useful, and from that we can filter the planets which are very strong, which are less strong. So which are the planets are having some strong significator, we can go further in-depth analysis with the house grouping table, which will be more useful in fixing up the Dasa Bugdi Antra period for conducting the event. I hope you understand. So with the help of the key planets only it is possible, because in the key planet we take self-significations, not only just with cuspal lordship and occupying house. With that we cannot identify the complete signification of the planet. We take star lordship, sub lordship, and sign column, sign exchange, and also ruler link also we take into account. So that is the uniqueness of our EPS system, and I hope you understand the value of this. And in the next one more example, I will explain about the another event in which we can identify the significator for the health parameter. In this chart, I'm going to explain you how to find the significators who are capable to give more life-threatening health issues, and which are the planets are supportive for causing more health issues during its Dasa Bugdi Antra. So this native, you can note down the period, his birth details, and he is actually running Saturn Mahadasa from 24 November 2010 onwards. During the Saturn Mahadasa, he started facing health issues, and under one book, that health issues were, very high, and he that health troubles are exaggerated, and he started facing lot of troubles, and his liver and kidney functions were into trouble. So let us find which are the planets or key planets causing health issues, and which are the planets are having those key planets in the consequent levels and forming the house grouping unfavorable house grouping chain. And let us check the significators. Let me take you to the PILT table directly, house grouping table. In that I will take you to the PILT, and let me open the key planets. In the key planets, you can find which are the unfavorable key planets. Basically, what are the key planets we are looking for to cause health issues? First of all, sixth house and eighth house and 12th house are important houses. Along with that, Lagna also has to get involved. And since it is Chara Lagna, Badhaga house is 11th house also can be playing. And that as far as the Graha Karakatva are concerned, Jupiter and Venus are the important planets or Karaka for the liver and the kidney function. So 1, 6, 8, 12 are the important houses. Apart from that, 4th house, 2nd house are all supportive houses, but important houses are 6, 8, 12 and Badaga house 11 and also Lagna. So let us check which are the planets are having these unfavorable key planets. Let us check. Ketu is having that 1 and 3, 12 and 11. So this is not much unfavorable. But look at Venus. Venus has got 4th house occupying 6th house, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Unfavorable grouping of houses are present, and also it has got favorable 5th cuspal sublord. So it tries to help, but it has got more unfavorable house grouping from left to right, with primary and 6, 8, 4, all unfavorable houses are present, only 12 is missing. So otherwise Venus is a good key planet, unfavorable key planet, along with that some support. As well as then Sun is concerned, no favorable house grouping, but you can see 4, 8, 12. With 4, 8, 12 combinations are important houses which can give the stoppage of the work, or which is giving that unfavorable signification for the internal organ functions. Then moon is that occupying 5th house is okay, 11 and 12 okay, it is having 12th house but still 11th cuspal sublord, and occupying 5th house, because of this it is not completely unfavorable, because it is signifying 5th house also. So we can keep this moon in the under waiting list. Moreover, moon is a free planet, so we cannot expect moon as the star lord for any planet, only as sublord only we can expect. Then Mars is actually 3915, is a good planet, on the favorable side. This is favorable. Mars is favorable planet. So though it is not having cuspal sublord, but 3, 9, 1, 5 are strongly present. 10 and 8 is okay, but they are all unfavorable because no 6, 12 significations are present. So this Mars is favorable house grouping planet. And Rahu is occupying the star lord for 9th house, and 6 and 7 is okay, and 6th lord it is occupying 6th house, not 6th lord, occupying 6th house close to 7th house, and it is also representing moon. It is 5th house, and you can see the similarly in the sign column it representing moon. So this is also like moon. Rahu also it is a medium. So this is also moon is also medium, Rahu also medium, that sun is unfavorable, and Venus is unfavorable. Then comes the Jupiter. Of course, Jupiter is having 11th house, that is Badhaga house, 12th and 7 and 6 and Lagna Kaspal Sublord also. So it is unfavorable. So this is unfavorable. Jupiter is unfavorable. And whereas Saturn, Lagna Lord, 9 sublord, 7 to 10, so it has got mixed signification. So we cannot take it as Saturn is an unfavorable. Similarly, Mercury, 5th Lord, 3rd Cuspal sublord, though it is signifying 6, 8, 7, 7, these 5 and 3 combinations are not making more unfavorable. So in that case, Mars is favorable, and Saturn and Mercury also we can take it as comparatively better when compared to the other planets on the favorable side. So Mars and Saturn, Mercury, but Saturn we cannot take completely favorable because it is also role of Lagna is present. When this planet Saturn is in the star of a planet which are unfavorable key planet, Lagna will experience those planets. So we cannot take Saturn as completely favorable. So Mercury is because of 5 and 3, we can take this Mercury can be on the favorable side, and Mars can be on the favorable side. So unfavorable key planets are Venus, Sun, and then Jupiter. Importantly, Venus, Sun, and Jupiter. And Mars we can have it is favorable, and Mercury also we can take it as a supportive key planets. So we have to check the planet which are all having these. First, what we can do, the planet which are all having this Mars, which is favorable key planet, which is the favorable key planet, the planet which are having this Mars in the star level and sub level, the planet which are having those planets, we can take those planets are supportive. It cannot give completely unfavorable. So what are the planets are having this Mars in second and third level? We can give a green color for the indication. So these planets, this Ketu is having Mars in the second level, and Sun in the sub level, and no other planets. Two planets are having this green color, means these two planets will not be supportive to completely give unfavorable effect or result. Okay, now let us check the planet which are which are favorable to cause unfavorable results. They are Venus. Let us check Venus which levels it is playing, and supported by Sun, because Venus got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, all 4 and 6, though 5th cuspal sublord, but it is unfavorable house groupings are very high. And if another 8 and 12 houses are signified strongly is Sun, if this is also playing, then they will form the house grouping change strongly. Apart from that, the role of Lagna and 11th house also may be needed because to complete the change. So Venus and Sun, and we can see which are the planets are having this Venus and Sun, and especially second level or third level. You can see he is running Sun Mahadasa. Sun itself, that sorry, Saturn Mahadasa. Saturn itself has got that Sun, Venus, and Sun at 3 levels, and Venus, Mercury is not having, and Ketu is not having. Ketu already got a green color, and you can see Venus has got first level Venus, 2A level is Venus. So we can keep Venus in the list, and Sun and Venus 2 levels, consequent levels, but rest of the levels are not, sublord is not involved, so we have to keep it in waiting list. But already it has got green color, so we cannot take Sun as under the list. So Venus is the planet, and no Moon, no Mars, and Rahu. Only Venus they are having only last level or 2A level, and not 2 and 3 levels. Of course, Jupiter has got a second level and fourth level. In that case, Venus and Jupiter are the two planets are having this. Venus at the two levels, importantly, first level or second level or the 2A level and consequent level they are having. Now we have to go for another other planets. I mean, we have checked only Sun and Venus. Sun and Venus. Let's check. I mean, few more planets which can cause more troubles. What are those planets? Rahu, I said no, Lagna is involved. Lagna is required. You can see that Jupiter is unfavorable planets we already discussed. So we can check Jupiter also. What are the planets that are having Jupiters apart from that? Then you can check Jupiter has got Lagna also, 11th Lord also, which we are in a requirement. So you can see Venus already got two levels. Jupiter is also, I mean, joining hands at the star level. And I mean, Saturn already discussed Bugdi Lord, sorry, Dasa Lord. And so when we are looking at the planets, we can see that Venus has got three consequent levels, and this Sun has got, but it has got green shade because Mars is playing. If you click Mars, you can see Mars is coming at the sub level, so that cannot be unfavorable. And only this Venus and Jupiter and Saturn are more unfavorable. So we have to look for the further more planets which can further check. I mean, you can see another unfavorable key planet. We can say Rahu. If we can check, Rahu is 6 and 7 and supported by 11 and 12. So, or we can check Moon also. Similarly, Moon, though it is fifth occupant, it has got unfavorable grouping. More than that, Rahu can be taken because it is occupying 6 and 7, supported by 7, 11 and 12. So Rahu we can take it also. So if you take Rahu further, so you can see, you can check which are the planets are having that Rahu. You can see in here the Venus is getting further more Rahu also on the sub level. So that way Venus is very strong. I mean, Bugdi Lord, it can, I mean, it can support for the more health issues. Then what about Jupiter? Jupiter in the star of Venus, and 2A level is also Jupiter. I mean, but sublord is Mercury. The Mercury can see 5 and 3. So as I said, Mercury is not a very good favorable or very good unfavorable. It is only moderate or mixed significator, we can say. So that's Mercury is only sublord. So Jupiter will not be completely unfavorable. In that case, the planet which is having unfavorable key planets of Venus and Jupiter and I mean, what do you call Rahu in their rulers are Venus only. Correct? No? So that way we can identify the key planets, which are the planets are having these unfavorable key planets. For example, Venus, Sun, and Rahu and Jupiter. If you take the planet which are all having these unfavorable key planets, I mean, forming house grouping chain is nothing but Venus. So during that Saturn Mahadasa, Venus Bhukti, his health trouble actually becoming worsened, because you can see in Saturn Dasa, Mercury Bhukti when it was running, Mercury in the star of Venus and 2A level is Jupiter. So this is also supportive for health trouble, because if you double click, you can see Venus, Mercury is fifth lord, third cuspal sublord, and 6 and 8 unfavorable side in the star of unfavorable grouping. So this 6 8 will form unfavorable house grouping, and supported by that 2A level planets. Everything unfavorable grouping are present, but you can see this on the favorable side that Mercury planet is having 5 3 5 1 3 5. So they are all favorable house grouping also strongly present, especially at the sub level and the level and the planet level. So this is not having very strongly supportive for detrimental, but it is supportive for the health issues. During that period you would have started facing health issues, but during Venus period, but you look at that Venus, you can see Venus is fifth cuspal sublord, but look at that Venus, I mean 2 4 6 8 12 6 8 in the source, 4 6 2 4 6 8 10 in the star level. Jupiter is unfavorable 2 11 12 7 6 7. Maraga Badaga houses also involved here, Badaga and Maraga, and further supported by again Venus. So two consequent level, not consequent levels, planet on 2A level is the same planet with the same unfavorable house grouping. This is more unfavorable, furthermore supported by the Rahu with the 6 and 7 and sign column 11 and 12 houses, Badaga houses and Maraga houses. This is indicating health issues are going to cause trouble or even death also, because 8th sublord itself is signifying to 6th sublord, 6th occupant, 6th sublord and 8th sublord is causing experiencing Badaga houses, further more trouble through the 2A level, and it is causing end of life also. It is supportive for troublesome health and body functions. So during Venus Bhukti, it is indicating the trouble, and he actually experienced such worse situation during the two Venus and Jupiter Karaka planets for the liver functions and the kidney functions. So after Venus, within Venus Bhukti, which Antra will be supportive none other than Saturn itself. So he experienced, because Saturn itself is the worst planet to, two consequent levels. Here we can say this way, but this Mercury is not very strong. But here Saturn is Lagna. So the role of Lagna is playing, and Lagna Lord, and it is signifying that unfavorable 4812 Sun. 4812 means that 4812 is what do you call that, Moksha Karaga Trigons. No? So that is also indicating so that stoppage of that functions of the or troubles in the functions of the internal organs. So that way, during Saturn Mahadasa, Venus Bhukti, and Saturn Antra itself, that his health issues becoming worsened, and he expired because of the kidney and liver failure at the very younger age, at just even 80 born, and he expired at the age of 20. So that his poor weak longevity also is indicated by the 8th cuspal sublord, and so that is the reason actually that Venus and Saturn has given the end of life. So with the help of this identifying the key planets, and help of these PILT tables, we can find the planet which are all having these key planets in consequent levels, or forming the house grouping chain is most important. So that way, if they are doing, we can easily identify the planets, and by comparative study with the PILT table, because 2-3 planets will be very close to each other, how to compare level wise house grouping chain, and any level is not supportive, second level or third level are not supportive, or supportive to the towards favorable side, then they will not be completely unfavorable. Otherwise, if they are all supportive for unfavorable thing, they will support for the unfavorable happenings. I hope you understand. So this is the some examples I have explained in finding the key in the significators with the help of the key planets in the PILT tables in the exclusive feature in our EPS StarSoft Advanced version. In the future videos, and I'm going to explain in the case studies. In that, I will be also taking up this PILT table in whenever required in identifying the significators. So that will be more useful. So I hope you understand, and I hope you understand the benefits of EPS system, and also key planets, and also the usage of the PILT table. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thanks for learning EPS system of astrology. If you like this video, you can share it and subscribe it. If you like to learn EPS system through online courses and direct courses, and also for EPS system software, you can contact me on the given number and email ID. Thank you for watching. Om Sai Ram.